Hey Sunflowers and Squares, welcome back to BPDsquared, where we discuss mental health from a Black woman's perspective. My name is Brenda, and today I want to talk to you guys about how,
My therapist abandoned me.
okay, so maybe that was a bit dramatic, but I have to be honest, that's really how I felt when she gave me the news. Long story short, my therapist had made a decision to go to another job that was going to benefit her more in the long run. And honestly, I can't blame her for that. I mean, if you can make moves, you know what I'm saying? I want her to be happy and successful. And all I wish for her is happiness and success, of course. But I can't deny the fact of how I felt sideswiped. I was finally getting a handle on myself. I was finally putting a lot of things in perspective and learning how to combat all the things that's been going on in my head for God knows how long. And I finally found a person who I vibed with and could joke with, and I felt like really understood me, not just from a psychological perspective, but from a personal perspective. You know what I mean? So it was hard taking that news in because all that made me think about was, damn, now I got to start over with someone else yet again. The therapist that I have now will be my third therapist that I've had since 2019. So I want to say within a year and a half, I've gone through three therapists. And it wasn't that we had bad relationships or that anything negative happened. It's just circumstances of life. And it kind of sucks because it is hard to open those doors consistently with people. People think when you go to therapy, it's like it's not about the opening up, at least for me. It's not hard for me to open up to people and share what I've been struggling with. It's not hard for me to express the things that are going on in my head. I don't have a problem saying this is my problem and this is what I think. My issue is that I'm going to have to say the exact same things that I've said to three other people over and over and over again to another person and have to build up that relationship yet again from a brand new platform. And it's just tough because you've already broken through so many barriers with people. Like, well, at least for me, I've broken through so many barriers with different people. And with this therapist that I have right now, it's like I said earlier, I've connected with her on a way that I wasn't able to connect with my previous therapist. Just to be honest, my first therapist was white and my second therapist was male. So, and that's nothing against the fact that they may be of a different color, skin tone or a different gender. I have no problem with that. But there is some level of connection and understanding when you have someone that you have to dig so deeply psychologically within yourself and divulge all that information to. It's something special about being able to connect with them. Like, I'm pretty sure if my husband decided to go to therapy, he would probably do better seeing another man of the same color, of around the same age, because there's that connection. He can talk to me about stuff, but it's not the same as when he talks to his homeboys and vice versa. So knowing that I'm going to have to build those ties with a completely different person all over again is a bit stressful. It's stressing me out a little bit. Again, I don't have a problem with making a connection. It's the fact that I already did. It's kind of interesting that she told me this today because I actually had a plan to do a video on abandonment today. So it's just interesting how things work out. But basically the video I was going to cover what abandonment actually is and how and why it affects us so deeply, especially us with BPD. And I think a lot of it has to do with issues with consistency, and not from our end, but from the perspective of those around us. I cannot stand when I have something planned or I have like a schedule to follow, and it seems like I'm the only one that cares about that schedule or that plan. So let's just say I have a phone call scheduled at 9 a.m. I'm ready at the phone, 9 a.m., ready for the phone call to go. And, even if it's a video conference or anything like that, I give the person till about like maybe 9:05 or something like that, because it's like, sometimes not everything's working well. They may have had something come up. They run a little bit late. I try to give people leeway because in the end we're all human and we're not perfect. Things happen, but it's still that feeling of, if you have something scheduled at a certain time, you should be respectful of each other's time, right? So when I say I'm going to be ready at 9 a.m., that's what I mean. I expect that same courtesy back. So that if I have that call scheduled at 9 a.m. and I don't hear from anybody between, like, by 9:15, I'm done. Like, I go off. I'm cursing everybody's existence. I am like fuming. I'm freaking out. I start questioning my existence. I start questioning everything, because that's how strongly something as small as that can affect me. And it's scary. Living with BPD is scary in that way. Something as small as a missed phone call can send me into that downward spiral just like that. It's so exhaustingly scary, but it is my reality. I saw once on Instagram, I think it was, somebody put a post up, and I'll see if I can find it, but somebody put a post up that mentioned how people with anxiety and certain mental disorders gravitate back towards the same things over and over again. Like, they'll listen to the same songs, or watch the same movies, or play the same games, or just do the same routine over and over again, because it's the one thing they can rely on. It's the one thing they can count on, and they know will never let them down. And oh my God, that I've never felt something so strongly, because that's exactly that. The thing about abandonment, it has a lot of roots with anxiety, and that inconsistency just boosts that anxiety level way up there. So when things like that happen, your anxiety goes through the roof, and you have to do everything you can in your power to bring yourself back down to the earth's level, I guess. But dealing with the news of her leaving was a reminder of those feelings of abandonment. I felt slightly betrayed, slightly disappointed, and I wanted to cry. I really felt like I started to have that feeling of, I can't have anything good. I never can have anything good. And I guess that's why I truly don't ever trust myself when I feel happy, because actually, no, I don't allow myself to be happy, because I always feel like it'll never last. But one thing I will say is that I am still grateful to her, because she helped me discover a lot of things about myself. She helped me to acknowledge the things that I can do for myself. Basically, me sitting here talking to you guys is a big step. Admitting to myself how painful it was, knowing that I might lose her as a therapist. Well, not might. Knowing that I will lose her as a therapist is painful. And knowing that I'm going to have to edit this and put this out there to the world to share is scary. But she helps me realize that, that's all a part of the healing process. And this is a part of my journey and my growth. So she's also told me that no matter what, we still have that door open, that I'm able to come and speak to her if I want. And that, just because she's not my therapist anymore, she's still my friend. So we can, basically if I need anything from her, I can still reach out to her and speak to her. So I'm very grateful for that. And, grateful that I was able to find a friend in her. So I have to hold that in my heart, honestly. But with all that being said, it is not something that's going to stop me from still trying to recover and still learning as much as I can about myself, especially dealing with these mental illnesses. I've become a better person with her help, and I'm forever grateful for that. And I know that in moving forward, no matter who I end up with, if I end up with someone else as my therapist, I have already started this journey down a road to recovery. And the only person that can assure that that actually happens is me. So no matter who is in that seat, in that passenger seat with me, no matter who is my therapist or who is my psychiatrist, at the end of the day, the person that's responsible for my healing, my happiness, and my recovery is me. But as always, sunflowers, thank you guys so much for stopping by to watch this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and that it made sense to you. I seem to always say that in my videos. Anyway, I really hope that this video made sense to you guys. I know it wasn't a lesson per se, but it really was just something I wanted to get off my chest. It's something I really wanted to talk about. And since I had a notion to do a video on abandonment anyway, I figured I would talk about this first, and the actual abandonment video will be out soon. I'm not making any promises of when it'll come out, but it will be out soon. So just keep an eye out for that. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. As always, make sure you follow me on my social media. I'm gonna have everything updated very soon. I really got to make a lot of changes with my social media, guys. It's like I want to be sure to post in places where people are going to see that things are going on, and I want to be accessible to people as much as possible. So I'm kind of revamping how I'm going to go about things. So please be patient and bear with me. Hopefully I'll get things up and running very soon. Is there anything else? Nope. So as always, stay square, and I love you guys so much. Mwah.